Now then guys, I am the Toffman and welcome back to my Thaumcraft 4.2 and Botania Unite series. It's episode 2 and as you've seen from the start of this episode, I have gone ahead and built my place for the Petal Apothecary. As you've probably already noticed, it is the big plant pot over here. Now, I was messing around in the creative world trying to figure out how to actually make it look like a plant. I had numerous different ones that look like Egyptians, and that one even looks slightly like an Egyptian, but it's not too bad. And I think this looks alright, guys. Well, at least, you know, I do. I'm not a brilliant builder at all, but I think it looks alright. I'm just waiting for some vines. I want to put some vines on this Petal Apothecary to make it just look that little bit more, you know, naturified, if that's even a word. And I want to put some vines up on the walls as well, if I can. So what are we going to do with this episode? Well, we're going to continue on where we left off, basically. I still haven't made my stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now, actually. And I do have some smooth stone from when I was building the stone slabs underneath that. Go ahead and pop this down, and it will immediately start getting sorted into living stone. So, one thing I haven't done in between episodes is mine. Now I'm going to do that in this episode. I'm not going to mine like normally. I am going to do like what I did for the start of this episode, where I did a time lapse. I'm going to do that for mining, so that you guys can see the different ores that I'm picking up and so on and so forth. Everybody knows, you know, if you're watching this series, I would think that everybody knows the ores that are involved within Thaumcraft. Nothing much has changed within that respect. So just waiting for this living stone now. The Lexica Botania, the generating flora. Now this is a really good start. Which one? I think the Day Bloom is probably the best one to go for at the start here. The Day Bloom is the most basic and rudimentary generating flower. Simply put, it performs a modified photosynthesis process. I've already spoke about that in the first episode. Flowers tend to compete amongst themselves for what sunlight hits an area, thus having any other of the same type adjacent to it on any of the 4 cardinal directions will result in a diminishing returns of mana production. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, this is bad. This is good. We need 2 mystical yellow petals, an orange one, and a blue one, and that will get us a day bloom. Oh, look at that. Just in time. Just in time to see some living stone. Living rock, not living stone. I knew it wasn't called living stone. There was something in the back of my head just going, hey, tough man. It's not. It's not actually living stone, fella. You want to have a look at that one. I lost Jeff. Jeff has actually died to zombies. I couldn't help it. You know, the entire village now, the population of the village is just me. I also knocked into this house because they were literally right next to each other. I thought might as well use the space. So I knocked into that house and made it one big house, really. So, yeah. Mystical yellow ones. I'm going to need some of them. I don't know why it does that. Now, what else was it? Orange and light blue. Have we got light blue? We do have light blue. Have we got orange? We do. We've got all of it now, look. There, that's what I'm talking about. What is this? Why is it making all the back go strange? I don't know. I don't know. But, guys, I'm going to need my buckets here because I want to create an unlimited water source. You know, infinite water source. Not that block, please. I want to get a endless water source over here because we're going to use a lot of it. We're going to use a lot of this. So I reckon just in this corner over here is going to be a fantastic place to put it. Probably not with dirt all the way around it. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I will sort that out in between episodes, I reckon, guys, and make it look a little bit better. Oh, what am I doing? The water's actually here. No, wrong one again. Good. Because we're constantly going to be refilling that. And there is going to be a way later on, guys, that I can automatically get this refilled. So that's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for that one. So it was 2 yellow ones, wasn't it? I remember saying that. 2 yellow ones. An orange and a blue. And I've forgotten my seeds, of course. Because I'm a noob. Oh, let's get some baked potatoes down me. Somebody said in the last episode to refill my crops, you know, put them, replant the crops. I've done that. Don't worry. I did do that. Seeds. I'm just going to make 1 for the moment. I am, of course, going to make a load more. Now, actually, while I'm here, is it under miscellaneous? I don't think it is. Where are you under? Floral fertilizer. That's the stuff that I'm after. Pestle and mortar, of course. And we know how to do that because I showed you in that little speed up. Floral fertilizer is floral white powder, 4 of it, and bone meal. And that will get us floral fertilizer. The floral fertilizer can then be used on the floor and then use it as like bone meal for mystical plants, really. So, alright, seeds. Ta-da! We've got our first generating flower, which runs off sunlight. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to have much sunlight going on here. So, I'm going to hide in here for a while. I'm going to put that into here. I'm going to put these into here as well. And I will see you guys when it's daytime. as you guys have seen, I have done my mining now. Only a little bit of mining. I haven't done too much of it. I've done enough for what I want to do for this episode, and then of course next episode I can go in between episodes and mine some more things and bits and bobs that I'm going to need. So this episode I'm going to want to be really careful. Now, as you saw guys, a creeper, I just knew. I'm always paranoid when I'm mining. I'm always paranoid when I'm mining because I know that something will creep up on me. It's just that. It's just how it is. So, like I said, I'm going to move that at some stage. Not right now, but I am going to move it at some stage. Let's go ahead. I've created my day bloom, but there's a couple of other bits and bobs that we're going to need to be able to actually use this day. If I can find where I've actually put it. Oh, I put it in here, didn't I? There's a couple of bits and bobs that I'm actually going to need for this. And of course, we're going to get into a little bit of Thaumcraft as well in today's episode. So we're going to need some living wood, which we've got. We need a mana spreader, in other words, guys. Basically, this will collect the mana from the generating flora and shoot that mana out somewhere. It's going to be a mana pool that we're going to get. But firstly, I want a mana spreader. Any type of mystical petal, a gold ingot, and 6 living wood is enough to be able to do that. I did get some gold whilst I was out and about. So let's pop that into here. I've got some air shards and some order shards, which have changed texture actually, I think, because they look slightly more pinker than usual. Found some diamonds, of course, you guys saw on camera. I've got some loads of redstone, some lapis. Not a great deal of stuff, but I do have it, either which way. Let's go ahead and put this in here so I don't lose any of it. Right. Living wood. I've got my gold. I just need 1 mystical petal. Let's use an orange one. Seems we've got 2 of them now. So let's pop that into there. Whoops, it's the wrong way around. I need to do it like that. And for some reason, I've gone ahead and forgotten my gold ingot. Let's try this again. Living wood on either side. Gold ingot. There it is. Mana spreader. Now, this is all well and good, guys. I've got my day bloom, so let me just go ahead and put this down. Again, it's just, you know, to show you guys. I'm going to build something else for this place, for this thing to go, so that you guys can see it in action, in proper action, looking good, not just like in the middle of nowhere. Where shall I put it? Yeah, I might as well put it out here where I've actually cleared some stuff. So, the day bloom. It will, of course, gather energy from the sun and produce mana. Now, this mana is not going to go anywhere unless I tell it to go somewhere. We're missing something at the moment, guys, and people who are avid followers of Botania will know exactly what I'm missing. Let me just go ahead and empty this out here. So we'll have a look at this, guys. We can't click on it. We can't see anything. This mana spreader will fire the mana out in a particular direction. So let's do it, I don't know, this way. Now, it's all well and good, but it's literally going to fire from this little square here over there. And if I wanted to, say, if I have a mana pool over here, how do we get this to the mana pool over here? Well, we haven't actually crafted one thing which we're going to need to craft, firstly. Just grab that. Let's go in here, get our living wood. Now, I do believe it's just in the normal pattern. It is. That's only 1 living wood twig, though. We are going to need more. Now, luckily, I've got some birch wood kicking around. So let's go out to our plant over here and put some more of this stuff down. Wonder if that's actually going to do it, with it being faced the wrong way around. Who knows? It's going to take a minute for that to actually change, though. We need 1 living wood twig, and we need another living wood twig. And you'll see that we're going to need to get... Is it in here? Where are you? There it is. Wand of the Forest. The general multi-use tool for a botanist is the Wand of the Forest. This wand, made by, effectively, strapping a pair of mystical petals of any colour to a few living wood twigs. It's required for a good amount of tasks, and that it is. The wand can be bound to mana spreaders by shift right-clicking them and unbound via the same task. If the wand isn't bound to anything, shift right-clicking a block allows it to be rotated around the axis of the side it's clicked on. For example, clicking on the top of a chest rotates it around. Most blocks which can be rotated should work. Wand of the Forest. So we need 3 living wood twigs for that. We just need to wait for this to finish. It should nearly be there by now. Come on, you can do it. We need you before we can actually continue. And it will allow us to manipulate that little mana spreader over there. In fact, while we're waiting for that to actually change, which it probably will do as soon as I walk in here, we'll get some living rock, because the next thing on the list, we need somewhere to store all of this mana. So, where is it? The mana pool. It's simply put a storage of mana. Mana can be inserted into it by usage of a mana spreader, and any adjacent mana spreaders will pull mana from it to increase their internal buffer automatically. Any functional flowers require a nearby mana pool to draw power from, which is here. Yes, good stuff. And that's how we craft that. So now we have our mana pool. Now the reason why I'm doing this first and not getting straight into Thaumcraft is I want to you know, get a good supply of mana going. Now this isn't. I'm going to move the whole setup. So in other words, I'm going to lose some mana anyway. But I just wanted to show you guys. So that's probably not the best place to put it actually. Let's put it over there. So we've got the day bloom. It's creating mana. We don't know how much it's actually creating. Now let's go and find that out by getting our living wood. And that will get us another living wood twig. In fact, 2 living wood twigs, because we need 3 of them. Let's pop into here. And there we go. Another 2 living wood twigs. I'm going to want 2 mana petals, so I'm going to... yeah, I've got loads of mystical white flowers, so I may as well use them. And you'll notice that my 2 little leaves on the side of my wand of the forest are actually white and white. If I was to take this one out and put a green one in, it would be green. So, there we go. We have an ability now to change and have a look. There we are. Look, can you see that? That is showing me where this thing will fire mana. Now, this little blob over here, I believe, this little thing, it shows me where mana actually starts diminishing after it's hit this area. So if you try to fire mana over a long distance, it will eventually start losing more and more and more and more mana as you go along. Now this, I think, is where it starts losing mana. So you want to be able to put whatever it is that you're firing at, or maybe even another mana spreader, right on this blob, so that you don't actually lose any mana. There is 2 ways that we can do this. Let's go ahead and right click the day bloom. You can see it's got no power in it. None at all. That's because it's all going into the mana spreader. And if I right click it, you can see there's a little green bar underneath where it says mana spreader that's actually filling up. That's from this. Now there's 2 ways of which we can aim it at that mana pool. So all the mana will get stored in the pool. You can shift and right click and move it around like this. And you can just see there. I've got that aimed at the mana pool, which is good. That's nicely done now. There's also another way, if I was to go like that and fire it away. You can see, if I shift and right click on this, there's a nice little blue box, or well, actually multicoloured box that comes up saying that I've actually linked it to it. If I come over along here, and it's not working. Oh, there we are. Shift and right click, sorry, onto the mana pool. It will automatically face over here. It saves all that little faffing around. So let's go over here and cancel that now. There we go. That is a basic setup of getting mana in Botania. And to end off this episode, guys, we are going to go ahead and create the Thaumonomicon. I'm going to need a couple of pieces of iron for this. And get some iron nuggets. Put them in this type of formation right there. You'll get some iron wand caps, or some iron caps as they're now known. I'm going to need some wood. Do I not have any wood left whatsoever? It doesn't seem so. I think I've got a stick though. I'm sure I have. Nope, because I used them all for getting torches. So let's go over and just cut down a tree. Really quickly, let's go over and cut down a tree so that we can get our wand that we need to actually create the Thaumonomicon. That would be a good idea, just before it gets dark as well. Now, we'll get a little bit of a tree farm going, and there's a couple of ways I can automate this tree farm later on down the line of Thaumcraft and Botania. Both of them have a way of automating a tree farm. Now I'm in, I can go ahead and craft myself a stick. Brilliant. Get an iron cap on either side, and we've got our iron capped wooden wand with a capacity of 25. You can see on the top left now, I've got a thing come up. Now that represents each of the 6 different types of primal aspects that there are that you can fit in your wand. Let's go ahead and right click on a bookshelf. Look at that. Ooh, it floated. The Thaumonomicon. This is the start, guys, of Thaumcraft. Oh man, I cannot wait to get into this. Of course, it says here, look, you'll need scribing tools and paper to get this research note. We will be going more into depth on this in the next episode of this. And there's a whole load of different stuff. Now, there are some things that aren't fully implemented yet, of course. Like I said, this is a beta version, so they're not fully done yet. So you've just got to wait and figure out and just wait for it to come up, guys. Some really, really cool stuff. And some new stuff as well that you guys will find interesting. We've got our Thaumonomicon. That is going to be the start of our Thaumcraft. We've got our our iron-capped wooden wand, which will start us on the way to starting with Thaumcraft. If you've enjoyed this episode, please go ahead and leave a like, guys. It would be amazing if you could. Yeah, so. Oh, God, look at them. Look at them. We're going to have to find a way of dealing with those at some stage, and I'm sure I've got just the thing in mind, but again, that's not going to be until later on in this playthrough. So if you're enjoying this, please go ahead and leave a like, guys. It really does help, and it shows me that you're enjoying this series so far. And until next time, I've been the Tough Man. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe.